All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming on short notice for another meeting here in Atlantis. I appreciate it.
Yep.
And it seems like we have
problem.
some other people coming.
Wait,
What,
we're
huh?
here. We're here. I'm so sorry. We're late. We're here. Are you okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Where? Oh.
We're here. We're here.
No.
Wasn't this supposed to be like a proper meeting or something? Why are they in their
proper
PJs?
meeting? What is? Okay. Take a seat.
Can we sit at the table?
Just
Yeah,
go
you-
sit and just wherever. Just sit. Thank you.
Okay.
fine.
So sorry we're late. So sorry.
Had a morning rush. Is that what it's called?
Oh, we stayed up a little late, but it's fine. So you guys didn't start without us, did you?
We were
Just
about to
started.
No.
So.
Oh,
No.
perfect.
Anyways, I brought you all here because I wanted to talk about the curiosities in this prophecy. Seems
Wait.
like we've learned a bit more information,
What's
and I
the
think everybody at the
curiosities? Did I miss something?
Hmm?
Prophecy, all the things connected, the
Yeah.
artifacts people have been looking for.
That's what we're calling them. The curiosities.
I thought that was
It's
what
less
they were.
vague than artifacts.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. Okay. Can continue.
Regardless, it seems like we might want to start pushing towards gathering them. There's been a lot of issues going on in the background, and I believe...
I think we should address some of those issues going on.
I concur.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
sure.
should.
Depends on which ones we want to bring up.
I don't know if we need to bring them up specifically, but I think everyone on this table should be on the same side.
He says we're not. Oh.
Easier said than freaking done, but you know.
I don't think everyone here should be fighting each other without, talking about it first.
Guys.
Two things. What did I miss, and who's that?
KL,
Hello.
sit down.
You?
New camper again?
Is this the guy you were mentioning before? Xylo with me?
That's right.
And who might you be?
My name is Gael.
Okay.
KL?
Mm-hmm.
Can we call you Kale?
No, my name
No.
is Gael.
Gael.
Gael? Alright, Gael.
Yeah,
Sure.
Gael. Kale.
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 KL. That's a
Kale.
He
Okay,
knows
okay,
something
we
or
get
two
it.
about prophecy, and
Oh,
Oh, you know stuff?
yeah, he's here to help the fates move as they should.
good. Then speak if you feel.
There's only so much that I can say. There are things none of you should know.
Oh. Any
If I tell
wisdom?
you, then the prophecy will not continue as it should. Fate will not continue as it should. I will not be the reason for that.
Alright, well, we're going to do a lot of theorizing today, so if you could give us a little confirmation when we're right about something, like a little wink or a knock on the desk, might be rather helpful.
Sorry, son of Hades. I cannot do that.
Hades?
Hades.
It's the thing.
So you're not
Of
here
course.
to help us?
No,
What? Oh, so you're trying to stop us?
no.
Then what?
Are you just
what?
observing? Like, what's the point of even being here?
I am keeping an eye. There are things wrong.
Just
Okay.
one eye? Why not both?
You don't say I'm keeping eyes. I'm keeping an eye.
Yes.
Oh.
Look, if something
True,
goes terribly out of place, I'd rather have him here with us than elsewhere.
I guess more allies are good than enemies, so.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sure.
say.
Sure.
Enemy.
More people
No.
we can have working together on this, the better. Even if people aren't always contributing the most to
Mhm.
helping us all.
As long as he's not against us, no harm, then there's no harm.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
That's
Oh.
not exactly reassuring.
Thanks for telling us now.
Well, no one has
Hi,
stepped out of
Kyle.
line.
Mitch. that is-
Fantastic.
if he's here. He's not gonna, go rampant in Atlantis, is he?
Well, we have a treaty, by the way.
Oh.
No one's allowed to fight in here.
Well, I don't plan on breaking that, as I said. I'm not
Oh,
one for
good.
fighting.
Oh.
I didn't think so.
Good,
Wonderful.
good.
Right. Regardless of,
Let's get back on topic here.
Yeah.
please.
What do
Reinbloo,
we
how
got?
about you tell us a little bit that you did find out?
All right. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll come to the front here just so that everybody can see. All right. Well, as you guys probably already know, I was doing a lot of research over here for potential artifacts or curiosities as to what this whole prophecy thing that Your Highness has decided to give us all to make sure that the peace is good and that evil will be vanquished, blah, 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 you know, all that stuff, whatever. By going through a bunch of libraries, there were a few potential artifacts we might be, you know, getting our hands on. One of them is the hammer that we were talking about before, called Ragnarok, I believe. Wait,
Mjolnir! For the love of...
I caught myself. I caught myself. Okay.
How would you do it again?
How? It's
Oh my
Mjolnir.
goodness.
For the love of mess up a hammer for the end of worlds.
Please stop. Like honestly, okay, it's
It's
just a
not
slip up.
one of
It's
them,
a
or-
thing. It's happened. It's kind of Mjolnir. It's possible. All right, it's possible. It might be one of them. All these ones that I'm thinking of is possibilities. There isn't like, you know, it's direct like this is tied to the prophecy or anything. It's just possibilities. I mean, there's also potential ones that, well, Xyl and I have dug up before. Yeah, I know that we're probably not the biggest fan of it. You know, we're not big fans of digging up books.
You all
But,
heard of
you
the
know.
Book of the Dead before?
Oh.
Oh, don't remind me.
Heard stories.
Very
Don't
much.
you tell him?
Book of the
I
Dead?
thought books were good.
Be careful with some of those
Not every
books.
book.
Yeah.
Not this
Not-
one.
Not this one. Nope, we've had quite our troubles with these books. That being said, it's a possibility. Another one, actually funny enough, it ties to my family. The Ankh of Anubis is possibility as one of them as well. But that one's
Currently held by Set, the
Yes.
primordial deity of chaos itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonderful.
lovely.
You should
I
sort to Ricardo.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
So
I'm
far,
surprised-
what we know is the two that we're leaning towards are things with the ability to pretty much end the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
In
At
the
least
world,
two of
less
them.
deadly.
So yeah, that brings up. I also have some news about actually, cause we actually got most of us from the Nordic side, we actually got a hold of an artifact that we think could be a potential one. And again, it's just
Okay.
speculations. And
Go
this
ahead.
is the Book of Yggdrasil.
Oh, you
There's
got
one.
freaking give me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one.
I'm quite aware of that freaking book. So
I
is
see.
it? Have we done any research on it? Could it possibly?
Okay,
Can you?
yeah, you don't
could
need
you?
to do
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you stop? Could you?
Very fancy, Loki son.
What?
It's an illusion,
Yeah.
everyone. Don't worry
It's
about
fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't.
Mad?
Huh. Anyway, back to it. Yes, Book of Yggdrasil. Blah blah blah. What we know about it is that it allows anyone who possesses it to travel between the 9 realms, all willy-nilly as they want to.
it. How many
Ew.
people can it transfer?
So
Well-
far, it's transported. What was it? 7, 8 of us.
7, 8 at
yes.
once.
That's
And you
a.
said this was owned by the Frost Giants.
Yep. So that brings to the bad part of the news.
What did you do?
I
Well,
Tell you
we
this
more there more or less might be a hostility between Midgard and Jotunheim at the moment.
Jesus. All right. Not good. Not good.
Well-
So you
Mm,
stole
stuff.
said artifact.
I'm
yeah, they
sorry,
did.
I'm not the one
All of
who
us.
had a glowy eyes to tell us that we needed to collect them.
He does bring up a valid point there. Plus, as much as I was against that, if it is one of the 9 curiosities, we kind of would have needed it.
So, on top of the 2 that we've mentioned already, a third possibility is a book that can transport armies from one world to another.
Precisely.
As yep.
Which is kind of good that we have it.
Yeah, but why are we looking for these things? Maybe this is all bad. Maybe it's just going to cause more problems. Since
See-
we started
yeah.
looking for these, only bad things have been
Mhm.
happening.
Yeah.
What do you mean
and-
only bad things has been happening?
Uh-huh.
I mean, what are you
Is
not saying?
There's something you're not telling us?
No.
Well, yeah. There's other evil forces, not just Frost Giants to worry about.
Like what?
Like what exactly?
Well, for one, an old friend of ours, Dranus is starting to cause issues again.
Of course.
So what did Dranus do?
Dranus? Who's Dranus?
He's
Doom.
the
You know, we talked
embodiment
about
of
the
Doom
we talked
and
about death
despair.
so far, and we talked about chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's Doom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Not-
and whatever you do not try to engage him or fight him. Whatever. See him, you run.
Well, I've already met this person
Make
and
friends
I've
with them.
gotten warnings from them, so now I know that they're an enemy. I'll keep that in mind.
It's not the only
Dranus
thing
is
we've
not
gotten
an
from
enemy.
him.
What?
Yeah.
Tends to hand out
okay,
cubes.
Ivy?
And just to check, no one has any. Little purple cube of tiny
Yeah.
Laura.
Of course. Why? Yeah.
If you
Why
got
would
them,
you
hand them over. You can give them to me right now. I know what to do with them.
Nope.
How long has
Wait,
he been
purple-
standing there?
Wait, Purple Cube. Wasn't that resulted in what happened last time, Momiji?
You shut your mouth. I know what I'm doing with them now. I'm powerful enough to.
Okay,
Well,
I don't think we
anyway,
need the
These
argument.
cubes
Fine,
cause
fine.
corruption, so if we can limit
Fine.
those as much as possible, it'd be great.
Fine, I trust you, Momiji. Just
Yeah.
Yep.
So would you like to take a seat, Morris, or are you gonna stand there all day?
I'm just listening in at this rate, really. Dranus, though. You think he's an enemy?
Can be.
he's
Can be.
from what I've heard. From
He's
what
helped
I've
enemies before.
yeah,
I mean,
and from
Terrace
what I've
offered a
can
hug,
be
so
an
we could
enemy.
hug him.
Don't know if the God of Death has taken interest in a God of Doom.
Why wouldn't he? He's my uncle.
I mean, there are many gods of death
That's
at the table.
that's
That's
I suppose you're right.
great.
Bill,
Good to hear.
they're
Great.
related. That's
so
great. That's great.
great. Frost Giant one side. Now Dranus. Is there anything else that could go wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty
that's-
fitting
You'd
that
be
Morris just showed
surprised.
up.
Wait, what-
You'd be surprised, huh?
Want
Yeah.
me to say it, or should someone else say it?
Yeah, you should just tell them. Tell
Another
them.
old friend of ours came back.
Who?
The Rose?
Seductive Rose, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Wait,
He's
Brian?
back.
I thought Brian shadowed that guy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Apparently he
unfortunately.
died for nothing. So,
Wait, but aren't they connected? If Seductive Rose is back, doesn't there mean there's a possibility that we can bring Brian back?
Don't, hey, you don't
I-
say
either
that.
way,
don't say that.
there's-
Don't,
yeah,
don't give ideas.
that's not the focus right now. The
Yeah,
focus
That
Don't
is
play
focus.
games with death.
Uh,
It's a very bad idea.
Yeah, sure, but we can't. Out of all the research I've done, there's nothing saying that just because the Rose is back, that means I could bring my husband back.
Is
Yeah,
there
but that
anything
doesn't
saying that
God
that's
scare,
not
would
possible,
we?
though?
Well, that's what
We
I'm
don't know
trying my
anything.
best to do, to research
Well,
that.
Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible in this
Maybe
realm,
we
honestly.
can ask the Rose how he came back, so we can maybe, I guess, bring someone else back.
There's no way of negotiating with the Rose.
I don't
There's no
think
point
bringing
of it.
people back
Have-
is a good
have you
idea.
tried? The dead
Nope.
should stay dead.
I agree.
I know.
Exactly.
for a fact-
I
yep,
concur.
I know. I agree with
I
that. The next,
disagree.
I know
I mean-
if the next time I see that if I see that freaking Rose, I'm gonna personally shatter
No,
him.
you won't.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, about
I've
that.
already
Okay.
done that.
All right. Okay.
What?
Can I bring up one thing about the
We
Rose here?
can't fight the Rose.
Okay, you did it anyways for me. Yeah, we can't defeat the Rose right now. There's too much stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
When's
I
the-
wish there was an easier solution.
Oh, I wish there was too.
Can we leave the hostilities at the door, boys, please?
Anyways, we
Why are
can't
they
defeat
fighting?
the
Is
One
there-
second, I'll get up here. We can't defeat the Rose right now because when Xylo had a one-on-one fight with him, the Rose said that they were connected to someone at camp, and if we defeated the Rose, well, we would be taking an innocent life as well.
I'm
Oh,
not here to do that.
And we're not here to do that.
Anyways.
You would think
That's-
an innocent life would be worth it for the thousands that could die, but apparently not.
Thousands. Millions, from what I hear.
It doesn't mean it's right for the person. You think it's? We're not gonna have this discussion.
Bless you.
Bless you.
But
Excuse me.
before we make any rash decisions, I've told this to Morse already. We're gonna be doing some research and getting down to the bottom of it before we just go head in and just try to defeat the Rose.
Right.
Is that understood here, everybody?
yeah, understood.
Is that
Keep-
understood?
We'll keep it cool. Quick question though: if we do encounter the Rose, is incapacitating him out of the question?
I don't think so.
No,
You can't kill him. That's
Isn't
the issue.
decapitating
You
the same
cannot-
as killing?
Oh,
Incompet-
very much not the same.
Incapacitating.
Basically knocking him out. You can knock him out.
Oh.
Maybe we can trap him or something. But
I
all I
mean,
say is just be careful.
I mean,
Rose
hey,
is
if anything,
dangerous, and he's going to try to manipulate you regardless of any kind of contact you have. I recommend finding someone immediately if you see the Rose. Try to get as many people as possible and either run or think of a plan to trap it.
maybe we
Whatever
could
you
try-
do not kill it. Until
Yeah,
I say, we've had this discussion already.
I know. I
Good.
just would really love to hear who this someone is in the camp.
Don't worry about it. It's not important. Could be anyone.
You okay?
Anyway,
You
so
okay?
don't trust the Rose. Don't trust Dranis. I'd say not to trust the Frost Giants, but fortunately they don't have a way of getting here now.
Hopefully.
Technically, maybe.
Yeah, what is this
God.
whole situation you did with the Frost Giants?
Okay, so
I need an explanation on this.
Want me to go over it, or do you want to?
I did mean to tell you, but
fine.
you kind of.
They did own the Book of Yggdrasil, but you know they're more of a primitive kind of tribe. They're on Jotunheim. Technically, if they got some messenger to Asgard, they could potentially convince Heimdall to open the Bifrost. They potentially could run a threat, but that's a lot of ifs and maybes. I wouldn't consider them a threat.
And
Well, I mean,
How
they'd
hard
be
is it
coming
to get a
for
hold of
you and your
Heimdall?
crew.
There
To get a
could
hold. You want to?
I don't
You'd
know.
have better luck winning the lottery.
Heimdall is rather particular on who he answers when someone called upon.
Although if
So-
we're good friends with, no, I'll keep quiet on that.
But
Yeah.
look, regardless, they'd be hunting you down because you guys stole it.
Well,
Didn't we already go in that we're all in this room together?
Yeah, and there's and I should also mention, Silo, you know as well as I do, there's another way for. It's not they can transport the large group, but you know there's another way
Yeah.
to travel between the realms.
You
I'm
know, at
just
the end
hap-
of the day,
I've
if
used
they
it before.
do come to camp, I can easily get everyone out.
Good to know.
Sure.
Noted.
Well, that's just one curiosity. What are we gonna do about the rest?
We don't even know if that is the curiosity.
Well,
Right.
we'll figure it out over time. Regardless,
Do we
of
want to
this
figure it out, or do we
argument-
want to leave them alone? 'Cause I'm
Wait-
leaning towards leaving them alone.
Well, I'm thinking
Actually,
about
that brings
cracking
up-
them. The evils are here. What if they want them? I think they already
Exactly.
do want them. We need to get them before them.
Also, another question: How
That's a
do
good
we
point.
figure out?
Yeah.
How do we figure out if what is a curiosity and is not? That wasn't
They'll
exactly
interact
specified.
with each other.
I've already
Oh.
told you I've done some research on it, and there's no guarantee that everything I suggested is even a curiosity or an artifact. It's just a hunch, basically. You think it's powerful. You think, basically, you think it's if evil gets their hands on it, and you think that they can do some absolute harm with it.
Then we take it away
It's
from them.
probably a good assumption you should be the first one to go get it first.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Yes.
Does it
Gremlin.
a curiosity? It's supposed to be a big object, right? Something that can change the land or do something big.
So far as we can
Kind
tell.
of. Yeah.
Would a giant glowing object that can change a desolate island into a paradise count as one of those?
Quite possibly.
That could certainly be
I
one.
might know where one is.
Let's
Something
go
good.
get it.
It-
All right.
It's in the middle of the ocean with Mr. Cyclops.
Good to know. Get it.
It's the middle of the
Well,
ocean. I feel
well,
like only certain people should be going after it. Some people specialize when it comes to ocean.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the list. That's one thing to go after. The other things to go after are either, held by Set or able to erase all life on Earth. Which one do we want to go for first?
Well, it
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
sounds like we either have to choose from bad or worse.
Well, Xylo, if we're going after the Ankh, I have to talk to Bercaro first.
Obviously.
Don't you worry, he's already looking for you.
He
So
is?
now you chime in.
So now you tell us something you are not supposed to tell. Wait, something?
Ah, that's not something I'm not supposed to tell you. He's coming for you, you're coming for him. You will find each other.
Fair enough, but
So who invited the Oracle?
I invited
confused.
myself.
Charmed.
And after all that I've heard, there is only one thing I will stress. Do not bring all the artifacts together.
Why is that?
Otherwise you will cause the destruction that you seek to stop.
Well, it's better than letting the evils get their hands on it, though.
Are you supposed to
Is
tell us
it?
that?
Is it really? Do you know that? No, you do not. You don't know
trust
what
the
this
words of
prophecy
the
does,
oracle.
and you don't know what these artifacts do.
now I'm confused.
One
You
evil
telling
with
us-
one artifact is not the same as all of them together.
So I'm confused. Now you're telling us not to bring them together, but moments ago you said wouldn't tell us anything. I think
I'm
it was
telling
just...
you not to bring them together. That's all I'm
Oh.
telling you.
Well, you know destiny, you know fate. Is it gonna happen? Or is it not?
You
Don't
think
know
I'm
if
going
that-
to tell you that?
You can't tell us that. He just said that.
I was hoping he would at least say that. He didn't say what would happen.
Basically, what I'm hearing is this is mine, so if you have any issues, come speak to me. Bye.
The
You know-
Loki son's got a good mind.
I trust the words of an oracle more than anyone else here.
I am not an oracle.
Well, I still feel your power.
I'm the Morrigan.
I still feel it.
It's kind of like an oracle.
Kind
It's like
of.
we just ended up with more questions than answers.
Well,
That's usually how these
regardless,
meetings go.
We need to collect these items before other people do. It's basically becoming a race now.
Race against either total doom or total salvation, is what you're saying?
Basically.
Alright. I've got the potential Egyptian ones. Gonna need a team for it, but I could possibly do it. Xylo, gonna need you for it, but yeah.
Yep.
Well, you can always count on me. We're family, right?
What about the?
I will like. I
We'll get a
definitely
team
have
together
some
for that
work
as
for
well.
you. No worries.
I
And
was
you're
going to
not-
say I
yeah.
could possibly go for that one.
And also,
Yeah, but not alone.
you
I'm
are not
going to need
suggesting
some
of going after
distraction.
Mjolnir, are you, Impu?
I don't think I have the strength to go after that one. I would recommend having some more of your the stronger people go for that.
Oh, this
Also,
is
it's probably cold, and you know how I feel about the cold. So
remember
yeah.
I do remember last time.
Yeah, I would prefer not going over there. Make sure you grab teams for each of potential artifacts. If you have any others, if you think something is a potential curiosity, it probably is good to go get it before evil does. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
I
Make
guess
sure
we're gonna
Hades'
bring them
treasure
all
is locked
together
down
then.
hard.
Good.
I'll,
Do it.
If we don't want to bring them all together, I'm not putting anything else in that treasury.
I'll
Look as it is.
I'm not gonna go after it, but I can try and have a message sent so 4 can be more on guard.
That's the right attitude. You will all surely fail if you choose to steal and fight for everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
keep
I
that
Not
in
to say no
mind.
more stealing, but he's already gone, so.
I just feel like that the safest place for Mjolnir is in For's hands.
Makes sense.
It's probably best.
Probably best.
Anyways, anything else that needs to be brought up, or are we done?
Well, I just wanted to talk to you on a, well, personally, Mitchell. Just bad timing, this whole meeting.
That's fine. We can talk downstairs.
Hmm.
I think I have somebody you might want to meet.
Oh. Interesting.
Regardless, with that, meeting adjourned.
Everyone get out of here. Get some rest. It's
I
been a
need to
long
be
week.
dismissed.
You could say that again.
I guess we should go.
I have
then.
also been waiting for a meeting with
Goodbye,
you,
Impu.
son of Poseidon.
See you.
Yeah, he's
Later.
been literally waiting. So, just
We
standing
can
there
talk.
waiting.
By the way, Impu,
Get out of here. Yeah.
do you have a moment soon? I would like to ask you something.
Guess I'm all ears.
King Mitch, I have a few things to bring to your attention, and
What is it?
what's happening to your face?
What?
The big scar across your left eye.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
That's not nothing. That's quite noticeable.
Might have gotten into a scrap, but it's fine. Me and Impu had a disagreement. Yes.
With who, might I ask?
Got into a fight with Impu. You know, son of Anubis.
Oh, yeah, I know who he is.
Don't worry, it wasn't here, so it didn't do anything with the peace treaty. That's still on.
Yes, okay. Sure. If I be so much to impeach on this, you still had a fight with the son of Anubis?
Yes. Look. Between me and you.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what the Seductive Rose is?
I've heard whispers of their name, but that's because of the death trap that is the camp.
Yeah. Well, regardless, this Seductive Rose is a massive threat to everyone. And we had a very easy solution on how to defeat said Rose, and Impu was against it.
Defeat? I thought the tales went that it was destroyed.
Yeah, apparently not.
Oh.
Regardless, it was resurrected. I know who helped, so I plan to go deal with them. But, yeah, this thing is back. It's nothing but trouble, and Impu was against my simple solution. It sounds awful, but basically, if one of his kids were to pass away, the rose would be destroyed.
Wait, whoa. You went to eliminate his children?
I had already warned Impu weeks ago that if any of those kids had a hint of SR in them, I would exterminate them myself. I was not lying when I said that to him. I know you don't know much about SR, but it's a massive threat, not only to Camp Oasis, to Atlantis and the rest of the world. It sounds messed up, but if I can eliminate one life to save thousands, I will do that. Impu clearly is living in the past with his false righteousness of bringing these so-called children to life, which they're not even his, they're made up of his dead husband's essence. He's literally just using this as a way to cope with his dead husband. I'm trying to think of our future.
Peculiar. Definitely peculiar.
Look, regardless, we had an easy solution. It's no longer an easy solution because Impu was against it.
I could understand why, and although I'm very for survival of the fittest, being my nature of being a wolf, I don't think that would work. But that's just my 2 cents on the situation.
I know. But look, regardless, we had an easy solution. We can't do that easy solution anymore. Because if I
So we need an alternative.
Exactly. We need an alternative. I don't know what that alternative is, which is why I want to get another meeting. I actually plan on talking to Xylo about setting up another meeting as soon as possible. Maybe even today.
Sure. We can get that sorted. Easy.
And once I'm done there, and I need to go find this Kaykrae. Do you know said person?
Oh, you mean the small man?
Apparently.
Yeah, he's been on some of the Norse adventures.
Well, he won't be adventuring for much longer.
Oh, okay. That sounds...
Apparently, he was in charge of bringing SR back.
There was?
Apparently so. So, I need to go have a nice little chit-chat with this said fellow and throw him into the dungeon. We need to have a
Ooh,
nice
the dungeon.
chit-chat.
It's been a while since we've used that.
Yeah. It's usually my father who used it, so the fact that I have to use it now is disgusting.
First time for everything, I
Thing
guess.
I can do. Yeah. I need to know any information he has about this SR and how he brought it back and any other ways to defeat it possibly that he might know. I don't know if he knows anything. I'm sure the fool just did it without even realizing it. But any information that he can bring would be useful, whether he gives it to me willingly or not willingly. But regardless,
I shall do some
need to go.
research too.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Also, I
And a
can't
bit
avoid
more-
the elephant in the room, but you have a hole in your wall.
Yes, I know. I still don't know what that's from. But
Don't know what it's from?
no. I came back after the fight and realized that was there. So,
Oh. I see.
regardless, I'll get that fixed. But yeah, if you want to help out in any way, please feel free to. I need to go talk
I
to
shall
Xylo,
do so.
and then I need to go find this key rat.
Yeah. I will make necessary preparations for the meeting with everybody. Leave it to me.
Thank you. All right. I'll catch you in a little bit.
Aye.
Stay safe.
Indubitably.